You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Eat, Drink, Love After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Eat, Drink, Love After Show.
Slow-ass jams tonight. Okay, late night, it's Bing is for doing, and welcome to the Eat, Drink, Love AFTERBUZZ TV After Show. This is episode 3, season 1. Show and tells a lot. All right, I'm your host, Jake DuPree.
I'm Fahnia Thomas.
Hey guys, I'm Kristina Zias. And I'm Cassidy Gard. Are we in a Disney movie?
I feel like we're in some like late night news program, like that's like local access or something.
I kind of feel like that was the theme song for Waylynn when she like had her moment with Andrew.
Oh yeah. Dun, dun, dun,
I feel like we're the
glittery.
opposite of the VMAs and what's going on today.
Yeah, we're just taking it easy, taking it light with some light elevator tunes.
You're listening to Delilah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for listening. Christina, you can do your bedroom voice for this music.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. All right, so let's get started with some bedroom business that was about to happen with Miss Waylynn. Andrew Kirshner comes to visit, and she goes to visit Andrew Kirshner at his restaurant, Tar and Roses, and they're doing some dessert consulting for some deconstructed icebox cake. And I love icebox anything, icebox pie, anything. I love it.
I love me some whipped honey. Hello.
I was like, that's a really good idea.
Delicious.
That is a good idea. I love after that slam from last week when Kat was like, oh, everyone expected you to, like open up a really nice pastry shop and you're doing faux nuts. I feel like this is her kind of coming back and doing consulting. And I like that she's still in the pastry game, so.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's really interesting seeing, she has such amazing experience with desserts, so it's cool to see her like wanting to share that with other people. I like that.
And it was so sensual, the way she described the whipped honey and all of that. I thought it was just like very classy, yet sparks were flying. I definitely.
Yeah, that was really cute.
It was fun to watch.
And I like that she was like, he's cute, he's tattooed, and they were like super flirty.
The entire episode.
Just something about him, I'm like, I'm really charmed by him. I don't know why. I think
Charmed
he's just
or turned on? I was a little turned on. Like,
both. I think both. I think a little both.
Filling in my hole? Like, really?
Yes.
With the donuts? I didn't know it got down like that in the bakery shop.
See, honestly, for me, it's all about her. I have such a girl crush on her.
Me
I just
too.
think she's so beautiful. I've cried twice now this season only because of her.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I just enjoy how completely honest she is about everything in her life. Because, some people would want to keep some of this stuff under wraps, I think. But there's just, I feel like there's never been a person like her on reality TV. Like, she doesn't necessarily need a reality show to, like, help
Not
herself.
at all.
And also something that came up for me during this episode, it's nice to see people that aren't pursuing an entertainment career. Because I feel like most people on reality shows are pursuing that. And it's just nice to see these people, like, in their actual work environment element. They're not trying to be like on TV, but they're
Right.
like,
Like parlaying their reality show into like being an actor or a singer or a director. No, yeah, I
like
completely understand.
like they're completely out of that realm of.
Except
people,
I feel like
think.
Kat is.
Yeah, and I think that they made that apparent that she wanted to be.
Right.
Yeah,
but
she
in terms
wants
of Waylynn, that's not the avenue
no.
she's trying to travel, which
Yeah.
I totally dig. And I love how she gives us like sexy librarian with her ponytail and her glasses. She's very easy breezy, but very like she can be your homegirl and still be cute and attractive. I like how she's like that.
It's so annoying seeing people like that because it's just like she doesn't have to try and she just looks amazing.
Effortless. Like effortless is so hard to pull off, and so few people can do it. And she is the most effortless beauty, I believe. We're just really freaking out over Waylynn over
I know.
here.
I can't wait to have her on the show.
I can't.
I can't wait to have her on the show. But then we move into the next scene, which was Nina in her car, and she's going to her client's house, Lauren, and she talks about being isolated socially. And I understand that coming, especially from New York, you're forced around people literally all day. And like you could probably come into contact with hundreds of people that you don't even know, And in LA, you don't have to say hi to anyone at all because you can be in your car and just do your own thing.
You're on the 405 and you don't want to be bothered. You just want to get to A and B. That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly what she says, that she runs into 20 people when she's just going to the grocery store just around the corner. And it's true. But I feel like this girl has a lot of friends because we see her party. She was in Vanity Fair. I feel like she always has connections. So I don't know.
And here's a little tidbit. I walked up to our apartment one time, like almost like a few months ago, and Rosario Dawson was sitting there with her. So it's like, homegirl's got friends.
But is that a friend or is that like a client?
I mean, she's been there several times.
Oh,
so.
maybe.
And it's like on her porch, right?
Yeah, they were sitting on their porch, like just hanging out, drinking, like
shooting the shit.
Yeah, like not,
So you're saying she's trying to pull the guilt card on us right now, and like she.
Maybe it's not like the group of friends that she probably had in New York. I think it's probably a smaller group of people, but she definitely has friends. So just so you know.
But also she talks about the balance of like working, and like trying to struggle to make the time. So I think she has the friends, but maybe it's about finding the time to prosper those friendships and hang out instead of always being in the kitchen with little bratty children.
Right.
Sorry to parents of those children. Those are some naughty children.
But she handled it pretty well.
She was
I was like, there's the mom in her.
Yeah, she was really good.
I think that's part of it too, is that since she is a private chef, she's hanging out with toddlers, and she wants to be in a kitchen, she says, and when you work, I don't know if any of you have ever worked in a restaurant, but there's tons of people and the energy's insane and you're always socializing, and I feel like that's probably what she's really missing, and it's probably a little envious of other people.
Because she's not a nanny, and this lady just leaves the kids in the kitchen. Well, on the first episode, she said, like, I'm not a babysitter / personal chef. I want to be a chef.
Exactly.
So I felt like this lady just went MIA and like left the kids with
her kid. She's like a babysitter / nanny. It's weird. But I like what she said, that she was really honest about saying that she didn't really hear any buzz back from LA Food and Wine. I was like, that
happens.
That's crazy.
That's real.
That somebody would want to share that. And I like that she says that she's not great at soliciting work for herself. She's kind of insecure about promoting herself, which I think is cool for people to hear, because it's not like just because she has a TV show doesn't mean that she's just like so confident in herself.
Well, LA is just all about hustling and be a go-getter and who you know, what you know, and she's just so refreshingly honest. She's like, no one called me after LA Wine Festival. I mean, you would think that that's the best platform to really put yourself out there, and I feel like a lot of chefs would be like, yeah, I got I feel like Kat, would be like, yeah, I got a lot of meetings out of it and on, and she was just like, my phone's not ringing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
she's
I do
honest.
too. It's like we get the honesty, Waylynn and Miss Nina. And I think also moving to the next scene with Miss Brenda, she just moved into an apartment and her friend Whitney comes to visit. And Whitney is another food blogger. But the thing, I love that she doesn't talk trash about her friend Whitney, but she'll talk shady things about Kat. But Kat is a little bit different because she, I feel like, is more like social media, like networking more than probably Whitney seems like. I don't know. That's just from like a perception, like just seeing them in their face.
Okay, so this is what bothers me and I think Brenda said this. I think she said everyone is catty behind everyone's back. Oh, because they were talking about women as opposed to gay men hanging out.
Oh yeah.
Right. And last week when Brenda was here, I specifically asked, did you ever approach Kat about how she reacts to these men and how people perceive her, this and that? She's like, no, because it's not that big of a deal, blah, 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 blah. But so she is doing the exact same thing that she's calling other women at. Yeah. And then later on in the same episode, she's like, Kat just talks about boys too much.
Well, she brings it up in this to this girl who probably doesn't even know who Kat is. And she was like, she said that she was like, Kat always talks about guys no matter what. And she said, I flirt like a first date. Kat flirts like a married woman looking for something on the side.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does it mean? I don't get it.
I think she's trying to say she's more innocent, and perhaps Kat is more like vindicative or trying to screw people over, like her hypothetical husband that doesn't exist.
And what did you think about whenever she brought up the whole Chris Curry thing? Like, she thinks that he's just flirting with her to get publicity. I don't see that. I mean, it could happen. I don't see that from him. I think that, I feel like, I don't know.
Do you see the warmth in Chris Curry?
I do see the warmth. I don't know.
I don't think he needs it. Like, I don't think he needs to flirt with her to get PR work from her. Like,
maybe he wants free PR though.
Well, boom, he's got it done. There's a whole new audience on Bravo TV that
and he's
now
been on
knows
Top
about
Chef.
him.
Like,
I mean, I just don't think he needs to do that.
Yeah.
What do you think about her being honest and saying this guy might be trying to flirt with me and date me, perhaps because he wants something from my career? I mean,
I
that's a
think it'd be more
vulnerable place.
honest if it was like this guy's trying to get in my pants. Like,
Yeah.
most like that's.
But he's not trying to do that. Like, he's not trying to get that side going.
See,
I feel
the
like with
PR
her.
side or the sexual side?
The sexual side.
What
He was kissing her
He was
neck at the
flirting.
festival.
Yeah, but he's
though.
not like,
Drunk.
you know, like.
Blame it on the alcohol.
But so, what do you think he was trying to do? Like, what do you think his motives are?
I think he genuinely just thinks she's a cool girl and is just a friend.
So you think he just likes to flirt?
Yeah.
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 That's fair.
Oh, yeah.
Kat's found her match.
Yeah.
And I feel like, I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but I feel like Brenda kind of always tries to get the attention off of her. So I feel like, oh, she doesn't want to talk about how he kissed her. She's like, I don't know, maybe he's using me. I feel like she doesn't ever want to seem
Like
vulnerable.
she's deflecting it.
Yeah.
But do you think that she doesn't, like, she's just insecure with, like, the relationships in general?
Yes.
And it's just, like, leery of them, maybe?
I think that's what it is, and she kind of, I think she could very easily be like, oh, I like him, he kissed me on the neck, but instead it's easier to be like, I don't know, what if he was using me for PR?
Yeah. I think he genuinely likes you, Brenda. I really do. Like,
I know, why is he texting Kat? He
likes all the ladies.
way. In
Yeah.
a friend way. I do think that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of
That
wish
is
that.
very confusing. He genuinely likes you as a friend. No, I see what you're saying, but that's
Yeah.
where the lines are so confusing to me.
Right. As a friend,
know.
that if you want to give up the booty, you give up the booty, and he'll take it. Like,
Yeah.
Right, that's
without a
how
doubt.
I think that's how he is. Yeah.
And if not, then whatever. We'll
He
just keep it
doesn't-
pushing, and I'll caress your neck every now and
No,
then.
but
yeah.
the show doesn't show him like efforting her, taking her out. It's kind of like whenever they're around, he flirts. It doesn't seem like he's making any real efforts.
No, I don't think so.
And I don't think any part of her wants us to think that either.
No.
She pretty much said they are just friends. So
With a huge Chester grin on her face when she was here.
she did have a big.
I mean, if he was like,
...
I want to be in a relationship, she would be like, all right, okay. But I think we probably all would, because he's super cute. I think, but I don't know.
He's a hot piece of ass.
We're all
And
gonna date
he
Chris.
makes food, so
Not
it's like,
that,
woo.
not that soul patch. He has some
We can
sort
get
of
rid of
iffy
that.
All you
facial
do-
hair.
We can handle
Sean,
that.
he's asleep. You just shave that shit off, and it's good. That's it. It's so easy. And then, of course, we see Nina meeting up with Lauren Hutton, who is an amazing, amazing model. If you haven't seen her pictures, she literally
Yeah.
brought the gap tooth
Before
into
Madonna.
fruition. Like, that was her thing. And she's the originator of that.
Nina is classing up Bravo TV, bringing Miss
Yeah.
Laura Hutton onto the show. I
Yeah.
mean, who do you see? That's like having Meryl Streep. That's like the model, epitome, iconic woman, and she's on this reality show. And she just looked so wise, and she looked gorgeous and effortless once
And
again.
easy and nice.
Just loved her.
And they were at Food Lab, and for those of you that don't know what Food Lab is, it's great. It's awesome. They have a location in Silver Lake and West Hollywood and Santa Monica, so if you're ever here, visit, because they have really great sandwiches and soups and little salads and stuff. It's great. But promotion for Food Lab. There you go. And I like that what she said about having Lauren there, because Lauren is like the no sugarcoat, like no BS, like you're doing it. And it's like her reality check almost,
Yeah.
like a mother or an
But
aunt.
Nina seems like that too. So do you think Lauren was a very good
She's a god
influence in
mom,
doing
so
that?
Yeah.
I think she's
Yeah.
done a great job at being a god mom.
I think she rubbed off on her in a very good way.
I think so too.
I love what she said about how she compared herself with her modeling career. She's like, you have to really look close and pay attention to what you're doing, what everyone else is doing. But then you really need to be able to take a step back and look at the bigger picture. And maybe, at that moment, Nina was like, I am just this private chef getting like hit by 2-year-old toddlers in the kitchen. But really, if you take a step back, I was just at LA Food and Wine, I was in Vanity Fair, I'm doing all these great things. So it was nice, because I think everyone can be a little hard on themselves sometimes.
Yes, and I mean, we all can be that way. If there's
yeah.
like, we get a little bit of success or a little bit of something breaks, and then the next week you're like, oh, I just wish I had this. And you have to look back and be like, people would kill to have those opportunities that she's had too.
I just
So.
read about this, and especially in LA, New York, it's like the finish line is here, and then once you get there, it goes a little further and further, and you're just never at that point where you're ever completely satisfied.
Yeah.
But at what point are we really gonna be able to do that? I mean, you have to keep finding new ways to challenge yourself, but Nina seems really great at doing that.
I think she'll find her like really big break. I really do. There's just something special about her that I find. She's just really enigmatic and charismatic, and I don't know. There's something about her that you just want her to do well, and I think she will. I don't know. Maybe it's because
she's got my
neighbor.
vote. I root for her.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
it's cool. And then, of course, we get to the scene where Waylynn decides to get rid of her wedding dress or sell it. And we meet her
That
mom,
dress.
Samantha, who is amazing. And I like that she's like rock and roll, kind of like cool, and then they can say the F word in front of each other. I think that's awesome. And then we meet her brother too, Merlin. I was like, what the?
Merlin.
Like, her parents are hippies, like
For
Waylynn
sure.
and then Merlin. It's just crazy. But I think it's cool that she has this really dire need to sell this dress now because she doesn't have a use for it anymore.
I think she should not sell it, but if not sell it, then maybe like break it down and redesign it into like a party dress.
Yeah.
It's so like fun with the bustier and the sequins
See-through and, like
I think she should make that into like a girls' night out ensemble and just have fun with it.
Yeah, it's
No,
beautiful.
see, I think it's perfect the way it is, but I think she needs to completely get it out of her hands because otherwise she's always gonna look back.
And
I-
be like a little concerned.
Yeah, and it was so beautiful. I cried in this part. Wait, that makes me really sensitive. Just
Yeah.
saying.
I think it's because she's so honest, like, and so giving with her life, and she's not hiding anything.
No.
I feel like
No, she's real. Like she keeps it real.
completely.
Yeah, I absolutely think selling is the best way. And she can have plenty of other party dresses, but there's something about it that she just seems to get so emotionally touched by it that I think it's time to let it go.
For sure.
Yeah, she needs to move on.
So we move on to the next scene, which is Nina and her get together, which is the title of the show, Show and Tell. And at first, all the girls seemed, and myself included, I was kind of like, this is weird for like a new group of people to do Show and Tell, but it's also like, this is how the conversation would have gone anyway. But this is just an excuse to be like, tell us your life, show us your life. Right. So it was really cool. And then there's like random weird things like the slam poetry, and then like the jackalope and the lawn gnome who like, I don't know, that's strange. Then we get, of course, to Kat, and she is boring the shit out of everybody.
So
Well, everyone's
boring.
rolling their
Do you
eyes
think that
because
they're like
she's
just
not.
out for her? Like they're all just kind of out for her?
Yes.
Well, I thought she was a writer, not a chef. And then she's talking about how like cooking in this cookbook, but I
Yeah.
guess it inspired her to
be inspired
love
to-
food.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why there's all these eye rolls because they probably already think that what she does for a profession is a little bit of a joke, and now she's kind of saying, "Oh, but she's a chef, and this is when she started cooking."
And they're all just like, really?
yeah.
I think, well, for me, I thought in the beginning it was like a potluck. I was like, so this is the new version of a potluck, show and tell. Bring
Oh,
your
yeah. That's
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and then it turned into like a real life, an adult show and tell. And I think for Kat, for those who can't cook, you know, it goes along the lines they do something else. So she can't actually cook. That cookbook may not have helped her. She writes about it.
Yeah.
Way to find your avenue in the cooking world and not messes all up with your food. That doesn't taste
Yeah.
too good.
But I
You don't wanna
think
be in the
she
bathroom all
does
night.
cook, right? I think that's what her goal is to have her own cooking
Show, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, her
Yeah.
goal is to have her own cooking show, and if you look at her website, she's like, take cooking classes with Kat.
Oh.
And she Instagrams a lot of cooking, like stuff that she makes.
Oh, I thought her Instagram was food that she got out. Like she got a
Both. She does
restaurant.
both. She does both.
Okay.
Yeah. She does both. Yeah.
Oh,
They just-
no. Wait, who's cooking the class? She's not the chef.
She is. No, she
She
wants
is a
to.
chef, I guess.
I guess she is. It was all because of that book.
Maybe she could come here and we can do a live cooking class with Kat.
Yeah.
What do you
should all
guys
have a
think
dream.
about? Sorry, Brenda's slam in the beginning.
I
about
was
Oh,
just
I
about
wanted
to
to
say
get to that.
Go for it.
Tell us.
I don't know, but I feel like they both don't like each other because Nina didn't greet Brenda when she came in, which I thought was weird, like strange, like not at least give her a hug or say hi.
I think
we
she
didn't
did.
see that.
and it
I-
was
Yeah, I think
kinda-
that was
I feel
editing.
like she would.
Yeah, I think it was really odd for her to be like, what am I, invisible? Whoa, hold on. Like when you're the host
Yeah.
of something and you have 20 people in your house, like you can't like give that long 5-minute embrace, like welcome and
What's
do
up?
all
Yeah.
that. Because you have 20 people.
And they're gonna get there
You're
eventually.
an adult.
Yeah.
Like it's okay. I'm sure she said,
Hello.
I hope
believe
so.
in the good
I
of her.
hope
She
so.
hi,
did.
get your ass in here.
But
like,
Brenda always has, like, she said that, what did she say? She said,
She's invisible.
nothing is warm, all the food is
oh yeah.
kind of cold. But I was like, isn't it supposed to be? They're like little, like,
It's penne
pasta
pasta
salads
dishes.
and shit.
It's things
yeah.
that are not supposed
That
to
was
be.
low key shade.
Uh-huh. That was a little
It
low-key
was.
shade.
I will say though, I love the charm bracelet, and I thought that was really nice to see softer side of Brenda.
And Waylynn even acknowledged that. She was
Yeah.
like, we don't get it often, but when we do, it's like nice to see that because you probably won't ever see it that much.
I thought thought it was nice that Waylynn at first, I mean, I love that she can admit when she's wrong, and she was just like me. I'm sitting there being like, because I thought of Nina and how at first, you know, the first episode, she's wanting to play Truth or Dare. I'm like, what is with this girl and her like elementary games? But at first, Waylynn was really skeptical of it, but by the end, she's like, I was wrong. This is way cooler than I thought it would be.
But what did okay, I kind of thought that was odd that they were all giving the side eye about playing this game, but when you brought your wedding dress, like, what were you thinking you were going to do with it? So I thought, like, okay, it is odd, but seeing that they all brought their props, what did you think you were going to do with it?
They're, like, willing to participate, obviously.
So if you thought it was a bad idea and you were talking ish about it prior to going, don't go.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I think they had to go because the producers make them go.
Okay.
They do get a paycheck.
We'll call it one of those.
And then I liked Jessica's story, too, about her grandmother, who was the first Marine woman that was a Marine,
I was dying. I couldn't remember. I was like, Jessica didn't bring anything, but that was really cute, too.
That was really nice. It was just, like, cool. I was like, Nina, I feel like she kind of brings them all together.
Yeah.
I feel like she's maybe a little bit out of the circle. But, like, when she does come in, she kind of brings them all, like...
Some substance.
A uniting force.
I think she's a little out of the circle because she doesn't get herself wrapped up in all the drama.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine Nina trying to talk to Kat about flirting too much with boys? Like, it would never happen.
Nina be like, just be by yourself. Like, who cares?
Yeah, exactly. I think I love that aspect of it. But
And then, of course, we meet Nina's friend, Lindsay, who obviously is going to cause some drama recurring. So I was like, yeah, because remember Brenda was like, I will make her break her. That's who I think she's talking about, Lindsay, actually.
Oh, really?
good call. Good
Yeah,
call.
because there's this moment where they're like screaming at each other on the back
Glad
porch.
you caught it.
So check the little season trailer back on BravoTV.com. So, and while you're online, go to iTunes and download us and listen to us. Give us 5 stars because we are a 5-star restaurant. Boop, right there, tying it all back into the show. Full
circle.
And also, if you want to listen to your car, on your phone, you can download the podcast app, and it's podcast with an S at the end. And yeah, just go on there and download us and say what you think. And we'd love to hear about it. And we'll have some more special guests coming up this season. I'm really excited about that. So stay tuned. But we see Lindsay meeting with Jessica about doing some new drinks for Fuku Burger. And we see later in next week's episode that Lindsay she's charging a lot. I thought I could see that happening though. Like because it's valuable time, but I don't know if it's like worth
$5,000.
I think it's the back end portion of it that might be the lucrative part. What they'll gain in the long run. I really don't, I'm totally speculating here.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no idea how much someone would actually charge for that, so.
I have no idea either.
Well, at first I was wondering if it was some sort of commitment that if like she gives these ideas or this certain mix of this restaurant, then I imagine she can't go over to some other restaurant and do the same thing.
Them.
So it's as if one idea is worth that. But restaurants all the time, once there's a drink, anyone else can start doing the drink. So
yeah,
I was a little confused.
And I liked that they wanted to do stuff with sake to kind of play with the whole, like theme of the restaurant. That was cool. So I'm anxious to see or if it even goes through or anything. But
I mean, just to go down and try it and have a little cocktail.
Yeah, we'll do a little
see what Lindsay's
exclusive.
working with. Give my opinion.
And of course, we see Andrew Kirshner. He comes to visit Waylynn and Nancy to glaze some faux nuts.
Nancy's amazing.
Nancy is like the coolest person ever.
We need to get Nancy in here.
We do. We should try to get both of them on together.
Definitely.
That'd be amazing.
With their phone nuts.
Because Nancy's like, she's like that cool mom that's like, you should go for that boy. He's really cute.
I think she's like the cool aunt, like awesome aunt that always goes like a little too far, but in the best possible way. And okay, seriously, when she sets up the part, she was golden. She's like, Waylynn, what are you doing tomorrow? And then she just walks away. And Waylynn's like,
she's a good like volleyball player. She sets up that serve so perfectly, and then Waylynn just spikes it over like to done with glamour.
But I will say that Miss Waylynn, she knows how to flirt.
Yes.
She really knows how to flirt.
She is the queen of arm stroking. Every single moment she's like touching
close.
the arm or hi. Like, but
art of
it
suggestion, the art of suggestion.
Wait, have you guys not noticed her butt touching? Because she touches his butt a lot.
She touches his arm,
butt to butt. I know, butt to butt, and then like scoops it up too.
It's not her fault. It's asking to
she's
be
just
touched.
like, okay, let me just see what it's up, see what's working with, okay? And then we'll get to them in a little bit because they have another moment that's really cute. But Kat invites Brenda and Lindsay, who I was really shocked that she would be there, Lindsay. I don't know why, but it's a 5x5 charity event where 5 chefs get together and they cook. I guess just cook food. And
I mean,
is it
just
for
for
charity?
those two, there were like 3 other tables sitting there.
It was weird that it was like during the day. I feel like that would be something that would be at night.
I thought it would be packed. There
They
was
probably
like 4
did it during the
tables.
day for them.
For them, yeah.
For the cameras.
Maybe it was like, we're just like making this food now, but it's
Yeah.
coming later. So
Right.
I don't know,
Must
but it
have
was
been.
interesting that Lindsay. That was the whole part that was really, really weird for me. Was that Lindsay was there?
It was strange.
I was like, she's not even like a key player, but they're trying to like set her up.
Well,
like she's a
obviously
key
she was
player.
invited.
Yeah,
I think she was
obviously.
invited by Kat to throw a little bit of something in there because there's something brewing between her and Brenda.
Obviously, Brenda. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if, you know how you said that the whole like Brenda, like, I can ruin your career. I wonder if that happened before this.
I mean, you never know.
Because they can mix things up like
Oh
that.
yeah,
For sure.
for sure.
What do you think of her outfit? Because Kat invites her and then seems to have real issue that she wore a wife beater.
I thought she looked kind of cool, actually. I mean, it was like simple and like kind of dressed down, but she looked, I thought, pretty chic for just wearing
It was
something
very
simple.
top model-esque.
Yeah.
She's so unique looking, and there's something very like different in a really cool way.
So she can kind of wear whatever she wants. I
Yeah.
think. What do you
No.
think?
Now,
No?
whether she had on flip-flops,
Yes.
that would have
That-
been out of the question.
Yeah.
But from what we saw waist up, I feel like skinny girls can do whatever they want.
That hair tied up, I liked it.
Not
Yeah.
whatever they want. I retract that. But when you're looking like a sleek top model in your wife beater and your A-line skirt with your top knot,
I always
I
bring
like
it
that.
back to Gwyneth Paltrow because she's the queen of just minimal style, and I always see her just wearing like gray tank tops with her hair back, and I'm like,
Simple.
I can do that,
she
but I
looked
really
like
can't.
what is it, Giselle Bunchon at Bunchon.
Yeah, but you don't wear Javianas to Bouchon.
Oh, yeah.
So
But did she? We didn't see it.
that's what Kat said, that she strolled in flip-flops.
Yeah.
And that I have an issue with. At least put some heels on.
Maybe Kat was exaggerating.
Yeah, I think Kat was doing one of them skinny bitches hating.
Because
Like,
those interviews happen at the very end of the season when they've taped everything, so they kind of can go
That
back
might have
and
been
like
extra.
throw
You
their
Guys,
little,
she was
like,
wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, Brent. I mean, that is kind of tacky to wear, but it's also the afternoon and
She
it's
did-
summer in LA.
I mean,
like,
I
she
hello.
looked good.
no.
Kat looked beautiful.
Kat did look really
Kat
great.
looked really good.
That was a good
Her
statement,
makeup was-
necklace.
Yeah.
Snatched. That face was beat, child. I liked, but something that Brenda said, she was like, I think that Kat is, I admire her because she can command attention. And I like that she will give her props.
Yes, but then she lost it all for me at the end of that statement. Like, hi, what about me?
Oh.
You don't need to do what about you. You're a grown-ass woman. Like, if you want to command attention, command attention.
And Brenda's, I feel like Brenda could command attention just from like her personality because she's
Exactly.
like down. Like she's just that girl that's like cool and like says cutting things, like dry things. And I feel
Yeah.
like guys would like that naturally. I don't know.
Don't put yourself
I think
down.
it cuts guys down a lot of the time.
But some guys like to be pushed there, though.
Definitely.
Like, you know,
Kat,
they
on the
like
other hand, is
little-
just like stroking egos and hi. It's totally a different dynamic with those two.
I
Yeah.
think she should learn a little bit from Kat, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
She could afford to smile a little bit more because she is really cool when we met her and she's fun.
Yeah.
But I feel like she just comes off really hard. You know what I mean? And Kat is just so playful. So when you compare the two
Charming,
next to each
smiles.
other, it makes Brenda look,
Yeah.
you know, a little rough around the edges.
Like Kat's a little bit like naturally gregarious and kind of happy-go-lucky. So it's like people tend to gravitate toward that. So I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't
Kat's
know.
perfected the warm welcome. When she says
Exactly.
hello, like you
Hi.
feel like I'm sure those men feel like they are the center of her universe, and then she
Definitely.
prances off to the next one. On the other hand, Brenda just I don't know. It was just very like it was just boring.
And I have to say something. I think I was a little too hard on Kat last week because we were talking about how she's like, a lot of it seems like a networking thing, but I think that's kind of smart. If that's a good asset for you to be flirty, then use it. And I think that I was kind of throwing a little bit of shade towards her, but I'm sorry for that because I think that she is smart. I think that's everybody can learn from that. I think because you got to use your strength and see what you can get from it.
I think it's nice of
Absolutely.
you to acknowledge that, and I
Yeah.
agree. And I think that's really true. I think what pushes people the other way is when she says things like, I'm talking to this married man, or something along the line. Then it's like a little too far.
Yeah.
She's here and it's good, and then she goes a little too
But
far.
remember
from
now,
time
it
to
is
time.
cut for this dramatic reality show that we're tuning into
Exactly.
every week.
And talking about right
Yeah.
now.
yeah,
So.
so
She does
I get
seem-
what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brenda brings this up like you thought you would hope that she would previous to this, but she said that she gets kind of Kat clouds the line. Like, she uses her winky winky thing to get information out of people and then moves on from them. Like, she just cuts them. Like, it's almost like a business deal. And I think Brenda doesn't have that capability. I feel like she's like, if I'm going to get to know someone, I'm going to get to know them for a friend, not for, like, a business reason.
See, but I don't know. I don't necessarily believe that because she goes back and reviews restaurants, and I feel like you have to maintain that relationship. If a chef is working somewhere and then moves on to another restaurant, I don't think she's like getting the gossip, like sleeping with them and moving on or whatever.
Yeah.
It just, I don't know. I think she's just a flirty girl and she's just charismatic. And everything else is just drama that surrounds her.
And it was weird that Brenda said it was total bullshit, like what she's doing. And I was like, well, I mean, she has a job, so it's not complete bullshit. And it's Eater LA. Like, that's a very well-known thing for people in LA that want to see restaurants
What
and
do
know
you
about
think
restaurants.
her bosses at Eater LA think about her?
They're probably just glad because I'm sure that website's getting a lot more hits just because of the
Definitely.
reality show.
Honestly, this week I went there because of the show. I'd never been there before.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's just like phone nuts. Like, their business is amazing, but because of the show, people that are tourists will stop there just
Absolutely.
because it's her on the
Yeah.
reality show. So I don't think it hurts Eater LA at all.
I agree. Yeah.
I think they'd be like, he put out a statement saying, the editor of it saying that it looks like she sleeps with a lot of her, or they make it seem like she flirts, but they were like, it's not. She actually reports on things and actually does them.
that's so interesting because now that we're talking about it, I feel like maybe Brenda is creating this image of Kat that we would probably not have thought of on our own without her sidebar commentaries about how she operates and who she's sleeping with. She's the only one that's doing it. The other cast members aren't saying, oh, Kat's doing this, Kat's doing that. So now I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I was buying into Brenda's perception of what Kat is doing, and that's one person's perception.
Yeah.
So
And perception, it can be reality, and I'm sure that there's sides of Kat that are, this is like true because, you know, they're observing it.
Sure.
But it's also like from someone's point of view, which might not be completely
the
true.
end all to
Yeah.
be all.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that Brenda's point is not valid because I'm
Not
sure
at
it is
all.
very valid, but you know.
It's one person's perspective.
Yeah. And of course, we final the episode with Andrew coming back to visit Waylynn while she's closing, and this was really sweet. I liked how much Waylynn moved around. Like, it was nervous movement, and it was so cute just seeing her in that natural setting with this boy that she really likes. It was just cute. I love them.
I just love how she has whiskey and beer and tons of wine, all at phone
And that was really funny that she was like, do you want wine or beer? And he was like, well, what's the wine taste like? I'll have a beer. And I was like, it was just cute, like good setup. I don't know. I liked him.
Yeah.
And then came the ass grab. That's when they did it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I need to go back and watch that.
Yeah, you should.
I can't believe I missed that. And then he ends up kissing her.
Yes, that outside moment was just so like
It's a sweet kiss.
It was
First,
cute.
she's laughing in the middle of the kiss. It was like a little awkward at first. Really cute.
Throw
really
all
cute.
the rules out. Forget not dating a chef. Like, just be in the moment with him.
And that's gotta be so cute. Like, I mean, weird having like a camera there with you, like trying to like this like first basically date with this guy, and you're like, there's a camera here watching it. I feel like it's gotta be so strange.
It's hard because it's just like they make it look like she's just drinking by herself, and then he popped in, and
Yeah.
she was all
Oh.
surprised. And so, I mean, it's just
Happened
kind
to be
of
a camera here.
yeah. It just implies she just drinks by herself at night at phone nuts when Nancy leaves.
after hours.
I mean, it's her business. She probably just like dances around. And it's like, yeah, buddy, like whatever. Good for her. But I think that's the wrap up of the episode. So I want to get into some news and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
All right, so I'm so happy to report that Miss Nina has had her baby. She had it this past Tuesday, I do believe.
Aww.
And it is a baby girl, and she was born at 12:19 in the evening. So that's really happy. I'm so happy for her and her boyfriend because it is so cute. And if you go on her Instagram, you can see her baby on there. So
Let's toast to
this
them.
is to me and my homies. Let's
Aww.
go. Baby
New
homies.
baby.
Boop. And also, we'd like to wish a very, very happy birthday to Miss Brenda. It's her birthday today. More class.
How old
I
is
love
she
her.
today?
I don't know, but her and Jessica were out at Duke's in Malibu.
Getting their
Okay.
drink on, probably in the sun. But also, LA Food and Wine was this week, and I saw they did lots of press, the four of them, without Nina, because Nina just had a baby. Her vagina is still getting healed. So,
Yep, he said
you know,
it.
I said it. I was there. It's a girl show. It's a girl show. But no, it was really cool. They did interviews with E. I mean, like they're
all over
full blown. You know, they're big time now.
They better push the show. You want season 2?
Yeah, they did some special like charity event with Curtis Stone from Top Chef, and who's also a chef in general. But yeah, and I thought that was really cool that they're like doing all this press and stuff and being recognized. It's cute.
Yeah, I saw that they were on KCAL 9. Unfortunately, I have Time Warner, so
no CBS
didn't get to
for
see
you.
it. Yeah.
Nice.
I would love to see one of their interviews together because after they all talk about each other, it'd be very interesting.
It was kind of interesting because I remember Nene Leakes did this one-on-one with with Andy Cohen on Watch What Happens Live, and she was talking about how interesting it is to see the cast and you can see the dynamic of people, like who they'll stand next to. And I noticed in a lot of the pictures there was always like space around Kat. Like there was always a little bit of space. If you go back and look at some of the pictures, I just noticed like little things like that. But it seemed like they were, and they also met up with Adrian from Below Deck. Another new Bravo show. So that's kind of cool. They were like all there together.
Interesting. I saw this on Instagram, and it was Amanda from Princess Long Island, and she was just doing Throwback Thursday to all these photos of her doing press for the show, and it really showed me that like once the show's over, if it doesn't get picked up and nothing happened with your business, it's like there's nothing new going on. So girls, enjoy it while it's lasting and milk it because you don't want to be stuck doing Throwback Thursday with nothing
So while
else.
I'm about to say this, let's get into some predictions. Ooh. And the lights go crazy.
And now, your
Makes me feel like we're
AfterBuzz
camping.
TV.
Smoking peyote.
Creepy. I am going to predict that this show will get a second season. I think so. I think that it's good drama, but it's also like a real life situation that I haven't seen before on a reality show. I don't know.
I'll second that. And the fact that on the Style Network, Eat, Pray, Love was on all weekend, I'm going to say that's an omen to that.
Yeah.
And it would be interesting to see if they shake it up with new cast
people.
members.
I think that they would, though.
I think they'd get rid of maybe a person or two.
Who? Which one?
Yeah, predict it. Go.
Oh, I would think that I'm trying to. I don't know. Jessica, to me, just kind of keeps going back to lessons her dad's taught her, and she just really seems to be like, whatever happens to her is going to be, if Harry from Fuku Burger promotes her this or that, she just doesn't seem to have as much going on.
Well, I mean, her life is her job.
Right.
And she said that herself. She doesn't have very many friends. She said she just is working all the time.
Yeah.
So, it'd be interesting. I could also see them maybe cutting Nina. And I could also see Nina not wanting to return to the show, too. Because she has that baby, and, like, you know, her life is a little bit different than these girls.
I don't think they would cut her. I think she would not sign again.
Yeah. Maybe.
Or she get a spinoff. She's a new Bethany Frankel.
My prediction is that there's some hair pulling in next week's episode.
It looks like it. Jessica, I feel like she would pull the wig off Lindsay's head because Lindsay is charging some money. And I feel like Jessica's tight on that budget. She is always about the money. She's like, I'm not about that life. You're not going to get money out of me.
She's like, I need to create my empire.
Yeah, sorry about it. But
I think there's going to be a girl fight between Kat and Brenda over a boy.
I don't think that either of them have the guts to fight with each other.
Yeah.
I think they just fight behind each other's
I don't think
back.
anyone cares between those two about Chris Curry that much.
Well, not per se Chris, but just, you know, another
just in
fella.
general. We'll see.
Maybe.
But stay tuned for the rest of the season. I'm Jake DuPree. You can find me on Twitter at Jake_DuPree and on Instagram at Jake DuPree.
I'm Fahnia Thomas, and you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Fahnia Thomas.
I'm Kristina Zias, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Zias.
I'm Cassidy Gard. I'm on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Cassidy Gard.
Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.